What up, good people? It's your boy Ant from the Hip Hop News Report. And in this report, we have some updates about the most famous man in the news right now, which is Diddy, none other than Diddy. So, Diddy, as you guys know, Diddy he was denied bail the first time, and him and his lawyer went to go appeal it, and they got denied again. So we're going to get into the details. So second judge denies bail to Sean Diddy Combs. The report reads, a second judge refused to grant bail to Sean Diddy Combs on Wednesday, which is today, which I'm recording, saying the government had proved by clear and convincing evidence that no amount of bail could guarantee the hip-hop mogul won't tamper with witnesses. Golly, man. So I think maybe they have like some type of knowledge of him tampering with witnesses in the past, and this is why they're not trying to allow him to go free. They're basically saying no amount of money will let you free for you to go out and try to convince people, because the man has a lot of money. See what I'm saying? From my understanding, Diddy is a billionaire or somewhere close to it by now. You know what I mean? So but to continue, U.S. District Judge Andrew L. Carter handed down the ruling after prosecutors and defense lawyers presented strenuous arguments for and against a $50 million bail package that would allow Combs to be released to home detention with GPS monitoring and strict limitations on who could visit him. Combs, 54, pleaded not guilty yesterday after the indictment accused him of using his power and prestige to induce female victims and male sex workers into drugged up, elaboratedly produced sexual performances dubbed freak-offs that Combs arranged, participated in, and often recorded. The events would sometimes last days, the indictment said. So just a quick update on that. Of course, we will keep you guys updated on this whole Diddy situation. But yeah, they denied his second his bail for the second time. But to continue, I did come across this story. My computer went act stupid all of a sudden. Hold on. I did come across this one story. All right, I'll go back to it because this joint tripping, bro. All right, so here's some good news that I came across for Diddy. So I'm not sure if you guys remember, but there was a lawsuit with Diddy and an inmate, and Diddy he claimed he didn't know about the hearing, and he wasn't served, and he didn't show up for the hearing, and the judge defaulted it to the inmate. And then of course Diddy and his lawyer, they fought it, and they actually threw it out. So details is while Sean Diddy Combs is currently detained following his Monday, September 16 arrest in New York, there is a bit of good news for the fallen mogul, as the Bad Boy founder $100 million default judgment in Michigan case has been thrown out. The news comes 1 week after Michigan inmate Derek Lee Cardello Smith won the default judgment due to Diddy not showing up in court. TMZ reports a motion hearing was conducted Wednesday, September 18th, where one of Diddy's attorneys, David Fink, convinced the judge to kill the judgment due to the inmate failing to properly serve the lawsuit to Diddy, who claimed after the judgment that he had no idea he was even being sued by Cadello Smith. The lawsuit alleged that Combs drugged and sexually assaulted him at a Detroit party in 1997. So a little bit of good news for him. Let me see if I can find this one story. 1 second, y'all. So here we go, right? So now this is interesting to me, right? Because I'm always curious of how people will be treated when they have like sex trafficking and rape and those type of charges. I'm always interested to see how inmates how people will be treated in jail by other inmates, right? So check this out, right? So it says Diddy life in danger behind bars, former MDC Brooklyn warden claims. So let's get into the details. Diddy should watch his back in prison because a former warden at the facility he's in says there are a whole lot of inmates who would see killing him as a badge of honor. So I believe this is the same thing that was said about R. Kelly when he got housed at the same unit. Because, R. Kelly, if you guys remember, R. Kelly's charges was about him going after underage girls. You know what I mean? So this is right along the same thing. You know what I mean? Kind of. They're similar in a way. Sex trafficking. You know what I mean? But as you know, Diddy's currently been held in MDC Brooklyn, a notorious federal detention facility in New York, NYC, without bail. Sources with direct knowledge tells us Diddy's being held in a special housing unit away from the general population. So here you go right here. So Cameron Lindsay, apparently this chick here, former warden of MDC Brooklyn, tells TMZ Diddy's location in the SHU special housing unit makes sense because he's a target behind bars. With his celebrity status and the nature of the allegations against him potentially bringing him unwanted attention from other inmates. In fact, Lindsay claims some would consider killing the mogul a badge of honor. So prison officials want to minimize access to the star. So to continue, in the special housing unit, Lindsay says Diddy's lifestyle will be heavily regimented with just 1 hour of rec time per day and 3 showers a week. Damn, why they don't let you shower every goddamn day? That's crazy, bro. You can't take a shower every day? Oh, man. I ain't never going to jail. We're told family and friends will be allowed to visit periodically, while his lawyers will have more access to work on his case. She says, a day in the life of Diddy, Cameron says, he will receive a 6 a.m. wake-up call, at which time he will need to make his bed, mop the floor, and generally clean keep his cell clean. And they're also saying, we're told he'll receive 3 meals per day, adding up to 18 calories daily, all of which will be prepared early and will wait in a warming box for them to be given to him since he's not in general population, meaning the lackluster prison food won't be particularly fresh when he receives it. And this is a guy who's accustomed to a certain type of lifestyle. You know what I mean? When you have the type of money that he have, he probably has a personal chef. This is a total life change for this guy. It says Diddy has access to commissary where he can buy smaller goods like candy, coffee, tea, cheese, and also larger items like sweatpants, sneakers, and a radio. So So of course he'll have plenty of money for, commissary and things of that nature. But yeah, man, Diddy's life is totally changed. But I want to get into um this post by Boosie. So this is Boosie commenting on this whole Diddy situation. So he says, I'm starting to feel like the sex trafficking charge for flying chicks in for threesomes will be a tool used to take down hip hop artists and celebrities. Just think about it. Who flying their years in to who flying their years in to turn up? Who always in a different city and gotta fly women to them? Who ain't tripping and go give they sex partner a little change? Think about it. This stuff real. If you fly a chick and y'all turn up and give it a little change, and give her a little change so she's straight when she go, that's careful. That's sex trafficking. Be careful who you fly in. I totally butchered that shit. Totally butchered that. Hold on, but he did actually. I mean, he made another post. Let me see. So he says, I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every other famous entertainer has done. I honestly believe that as well. So I feel like Boosie is really being honest, maybe a little too honest. He might be telling on himself. You know what I mean? But I feel like it might be a little different, but I will get into that later. But he says, flew chicks out for threesomes. He's just freakier. We actually go call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be with their partners for sex. If that's the case, if you've been flued out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, that's 80% of the women reading this. And trafficking, hell nah. Y'all, you're a celebrity, you gotta fly women in. How else you get the women? I'm trying to be politically correct with this. You're never in one place. When I saw that video, I was pissed off at this nigga. Like, he really got a problem. But facing life in prison for doing basically what so many other entertainers have done is crazy. He says, I disagree. But let me see something here. So there's a somebody actually made a comment that I actually want to highlight to you guys. Let me see if I can find this comment, man. Let's see if I can find this joint real quick. Nah, I can't find this shit. Oh, here we go, right here. So this guy right here kind of explained it very, 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 very well, right? So he says, so he's responding to Boosie, right? He says, I don't think that's basis off their argument, though, Boosie. I think they're saying that by him hiring actual sex workers, prostitution for various locations is why it's labeled as sex trafficking, because it's prostitution. You're describing random hookups here and there with some baddies. That's cool. Maybe low-key prostitution if y'all made an arrangement before that required some sort of payment for services rendered. But the dealer was bringing them in for a party guest, meaning he was basically like pimping them out, kind of like what's the other guy, man? It was the other white billionaire bull. I can't remember his name. Y'all let me know. Y'all if y'all remember his name, say it in the comments. I'm not gonna say Jeffrey Dahmer. It's not Jeffrey Dahmer. It was somebody else. A white boy. He committed suicide in prison. But he says, is there a charge for pimping? Because that's what it sounds like as well when you think about it. So yeah, man, it's a bit different. You know what I mean? It's a bit different because he was actually supplying people for these parties that he was throwing. So I don't know. It's a bit different. I don't think it's just as easy as Boosie was saying. But anyway, man, y'all guys, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all the updates on these stories. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. It's your boy N from the Hip Hop News Report, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.